I didn't touch the gas on the second start. The other one was just for fun.
This thing runs too good.
It's really a shame to do to it what we're fixing to do to it.
We shouldn't mess it up.
Maybe we should just buy another one. Keep this one the way it is.
Don't even paint
and screw that one up.
Yeah, don't paint it, don't touch it.
Just leave it. Patina's hot now.
Don't even change the oil.
We even got a little Sweet Patina badge from our buddy at Sweet Patina on the back of it, and it fits.
See, it's got it made. We might want to change the dry rotted tires, but that's...
We're fixing to screw those up in a little bit too.
Attempt to screw those up.
Attempt to screw them up. Oh. Little 260.
Mm-hmm.
3 on the tree, 300 rear gear. What do you think the quarter-mile ET on that thing's going to be?
At least 15.
You're not even close. This thing, honestly, back in the 60s, a 4-speed one, 260 like a Sprint, 2-barrel 260 like this one is, with a 4-speed and a 300 rear gear, 18 seconds through the quarter mile.
Blazing.
It's 75 miles an hour. Basically, you could leave a stoplight, do your quarter mile testing, and people would think you're just coming up to highway speed.
Probably still get passed by a horse.
Hyundai goes right by you. The 170 in the station wagon, which I mean, you know, that's already going to be a pig.
Yeah.
170, 1 barrel, 0 to 60 time was something like 19 seconds. It's like 23 seconds through the quarter at 60 miles an hour.
Oh yeah.
Again, you're all the way on the floor and you're just running along with traffic.
Full steam. It's the choo-choo
Give her
train.
all she's got, Scotty! Oh, we're fixing to screw this thing up so bad.
It will never start again.
Shut up!
At least not with a jump box, a bottle of gasoline, some starter fluid.
I don't even know how much gas is in it. The gas gauge isn't working right now. I mean, we could get down to the bottom of the driveway and have to go to the gas station.
It's gonna have a real long ET today.
Oh, all right. I guess there's nothing but to do it, right?
Mm-hmm. If the clutch survives.
Shut up, man. I'm telling you, it was because I'm coming up the hill.
And
it was dead cold.
That's not that thing from 20 foot away.
I don't care, it's not my clutch. That belongs to Logan, that's gonna be his problem.
Very true.
All right, so what we're gonna be doing is the engine and transmission out of this vehicle are going into Logan's 65 Ranchero that we're doing over on Manic Mechanic. But cool things are gonna be happening on this car, so we need to get our baseline, so that's what we're gonna go do right now. I'm gonna do a G-meter test with a thing on a phone, which I'm sure is gonna be hella accurate. And then we're also going to do a quarter-mile test in Mexico today.
Yes.
Mexico.
To travel.
To travel. L'chaim. I'm gonna get started. Well, I'm really worried because I feel like we're really making a mistake doing this because we're fixing to take this car and completely jack it up with a 347, a Sniper EFI, and possibly, if we can manage it, Weiand 174 supercharger or Weiand or whatever you want to say. I'm going to let you guys fight that out in the comments. But I am going to now go down to the bottom of the driveway in my yard because I have a long enough driveway that we can actually do some G testing with a phone G meter. I've got it sitting beside me on the seat here. So anyway, going to get started. I have to wear sunglasses now because I have cataracts starting. Dad always told me this getting old stuff was not for people that aren't strong and brave. But that wasn't the word he used. It had a P at the beginning and a Y at the end. If you can figure that on your own, good for you. All right, I'm gonna take this thing down to the bottom, see what we get. This car runs so nice. Got a little bit of a throttle stick, but other than that, it's okay. I would put my seatbelts on, but it doesn't have any, so we die like men. We're not known for being able to downshift very well. Let's hope that gave us a G reading. It's a little nerve-wracking, I don't mind telling you. All right, we pulled about 2G in those two corners back there. 1.5 G on the second corner, 2G on the first, because I'm losing a little bit of confidence that I'm not going to hit a camera guy on that second corner, because it's a little easier to recover after the first one, but that second one can be a bugbear. So we got 2G on our meter. We know now what our baseline is. When we put the suspension and all from RRS in there, we can then go back and do our testing again right here at our palatial estate. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take it out to Mexico. We're going to drive down there and basically do a quarter-mile test with this thing. I'm figuring we're probably going to be somewhere in the 18 to 19 range for a quarter-mile ET. So I'm going to put that foam up here where I can see it, so I'll know when I'm done with my quarter mile when we get out there to Mexico, because we're going to Mexico to shoot this. Play your mariachi music, because here we go. All right, so while I'm driving, I'm going to show you something right now. I'm moving the steering wheel back and forth, and this thing is just not tracking like you'd want it to. There's a lot of lost motion here. You can see I go this way and I move a little bit. I have to really kind of heel over on the wheel. It's not bad, and I could probably go in and redo the drag link and the inner and outer tie rod ends, put a new idler arm on it, maybe even a new pitman arm on it, and get what I need out of it. But I'm really not keen on doing that. I'd rather just go ahead and do the RRS rack, mostly owing to what we're planning on doing with the car. RRS offers the rack and pinion, the strut and brake kit, all that stuff is bolt-in, which is kind of something I'm interested in, because I don't want anything on this car to be something that we don't have as a bolt-in item. And even the 3-link is technically a bolt-in. You can bolt it into the car and then take it back out later if you want to. Say somebody wants the car, but they don't want to have all that stuff. They want to return it back to stock. Why you would do that, I have no idea. The 347 small block we're putting in here, same kind of situation. The small block 347 is basically a little 302. We're going to be running that with possibly a Sniper EFI system and possibly a 174 Weiand, Weiand, I don't know. Whatever you want to call it, put it in the comments below. Supercharger. On top of that, we're going to be adding a Modern Driveline 5-speed to it. We are either going to be doing the TKX, which we have heard is somewhat of a problem to put into the Falcon, because some of the stuff on the TKX can possibly run into the engine cross member on it. Or we're going to put one of their normal front shifts that they've done that have the setup for the 64, 65 Falcon and 63 to put the 5-speed in the cars and make it look like it's almost stock. It puts the shifter down here where it needs to be. All right, well, here we are in Mexico. First gear, ready to go.
Oh man, that looked like it was far too easy for a cold, wintry classic car ride.
I think we're making a serious error in judgment here.
The drive has only exposed that
It's
even
only
further.
made it even more. This car is so much fun to drive the way it is. Even with that crappy 3-speed in it,
Yeah.
I like driving.
It gets out of its own way in the 1 and 2. Once you hit 3,
It's always a sec.
Yeah.
It's a Ford 3-speed. That's how they are.
Yeah.
This thing with a 4-speed in it, or
Oh, yeah.
even a 5-speed with the 260 would be a hoot.
it'd be a fun little peppy
Put
round
that
car.
with the RRS suspension, even with a 3-link with the 262 barrel, or heck, throw a 4-barrel on that 260. This thing would be just a magic car to drive. It'd be a lot of fun. It's almost like an MG. You know how an MG, this little bitty car, and it feels like you're doing potfuls of piss and vinegar, but you're only doing about 40 miles an hour. So yeah, I mean, I still want to do everything.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We're planning on doing it. It's not like I don't want to do it. Ran 18.5, which is about what it ran with the 4-speed back in 1964.
Yeah. So 3-speed, pretty good.
2G on the G meter, but that thing, I mean, I'm telling you what, right now, I mean, I had my knee was in the door when I'm going around the corners. I'm not holding onto the steering wheel. I'm holding on for dear life because this thing's wallowing like crazy going through the corners. But if you look at footage from back in the day, or even photographs from the car magazines from back in the day, they were heeling over really hard like that.
No, they had body sway really
Yeah,
bad.
that wasn't that unusual on those cars.
Yeah.
The RRS suspension will get rid of most of that, and it won't handle like that anymore. But I'm telling you, man, I mean, if I weren't really interested in doing the RRS stuff just to see how that product runs.
If we didn't have the ability to do the RRS, we wouldn't be doing the RRS
No,
or the 347.
I don't think so. Or the 347. I think I would just
runs
park
so
this thing
good.
over and find something else to put all that crap in because, well, I mean, let's not call it crap.
Logan's crap.
I'd find another car to put the RRS in.
Yeah.
And the 347. But this will be an awesome car for all that. I mean, it's very straight. This car doesn't have a lot of body damage. It's got some, but it's not horrible.
And this would actually be able to use that suspension. Rather, like if you put it in Logan's Ranchero, it's not going to have the weight to corner correctly.
No, and I mean, and the other nice thing about, I mean, with this chassis being as tight as it is already, you're not going to experience any kind of problems with it, you know, wanting to fold up on you. Like if you've had a car that's had the snot beat out of it, that can be a real issue.
It's got 37 cracks in one torque box.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and that's the other thing. It's a V8 car already, so it has the torque boxes in it. You're not having to muck around with all that. I'm going to talk to the guys in Australia because they've dealt with these cars for years and years about adding some things to strengthen the chassis even more. But with their suspension, you don't have the kind of chassis problems that you do with some of the other stuff because you're eliminating the upper control arm,
Takes
which
a lot of the force out of it.
takes a lot of the force and stress out of it.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, that's really what I wanted to do. 18 seconds through the quarter, 18.5 through the quarter. Let's call it probably 19 just to be safe.
19 on an actual tree.
Yeah, if you did it on an actual tree, let's call it 19 seconds through the quarter, and we're looking at probably, you know, 2G on a cornering situation, but that's at a scary rate. I mean, that's what somebody, I understand what I'm doing behind the wheel, and it doesn't scare me to drive the car because I understand how they operate, but hey, kitty. But that's how it goes. If you wanted to see Shopcat's butt, there it is.
Look into the eye of Sauron.
It's the eye of Sauron. There you
There
go.
you go. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Anyway, we'll leave it to the Shopcat to wreck a shot. All right, that's our show for this week, folks. Do me a favor, go out and check out the Patreon account. At the $10 a month level, you get monthly meetings with me on Zoom. We also do videos for the guys on Patreon as a thank you for being a supporter to the show. The people who you see going up beside me, either on this side or this side, just depending on where Andrew decides to put the folks, these are the ones that are putting the money where their mouth is, and they are supporting the channel in a really nice way. Also, subscribe to the channel as Cat comes through the scene one more time. Subscribe to the channel so you can help us get to that 100,000 mark. We want the plaque to put up with the Paul wall. Incidentally, I'm not sure where we put it. I'll be right back.
Look for the big sheet of OSB. It's right beside it.
Incidentally, Paul sent it. I got it right side up. Yes. Paul sent us this. This is he says this is going to be the Paul wall. Paul, I got news for you. This will probably be mounted to the piece of OSB, and there'll be an even bigger Paul wall underneath the Paul wall. And what's going to happen is when we hit 100,000 subscribers, The plaque will mount in the center of our pawl wall here, this pawl wall. And there goes the cat again. She's gonna sit down. That's it, folks. I'm done for the day. Cat's trying to wreck every shot.
It's like kind of succeeding.
He's kind of succeeding, yeah. So do me a favor, folks. Be kind to each other. Be nice to each other. Love on each other. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you next time on
Autorestomod.
Now she goes and sits down over there where she's not in the video.
Yeah, no, the shoot's done. the
Look
work
at her.
is done.
Look, she my work here is done. Kitty.
She won't even look at you now.
People say if you do or whatever, they'll come to you. You can see how well that works. All this just to keep her fed. Well, and Andrew too, because he works here now. When you're supporting the Patreon account, you're helping to pay that man's bills. Or buy more Star Wars paraphernalia. Either way.
Hey, that's a bill.
It's a bill. Keep his Disney Plus account alive. You guys have a great week.